This is really an incredible video. I'm going to give you a link in text on this video. It's one of the best I've received in 2 years. Um, this Michelle Fielding must be a psychic or clairvoyant or or an empath. She receives guidance from, I think, the Alliance. Uh, the Alliance is an alien group that has been working with US and worldwide military to change this Earth and help it bring about an era of peace instead of destruction. But there were some very important things that Michelle Fielding talked to this Nick on Nick TV, NVTV. I always want to call him Vitamin, but it's that's not the exact name. We'll share these links in the text below, but it's Nicholas or Nick Veniamin. Veniamin. Anyhow, it's NVTV. This was such a powerful video for several really important reasons. We're talking about a 10-year period. We're talking about going into the quantum financial systems. We're talking about going into financial changes worldwide. Banks will be non-existent. Going into quantum ID wallets, quantum credit cards, quantum digital currencies. The white hats are about 5 to 10% of the military. The blacks hats are smaller, insignificant. We're talking about paying off your mortgages, paying off your loans and your credit. And we're talking about getting into a world where we don't have political parties and people use principles over parties, and they build together in unity. A lot of people believe in the psychic area that 2032 is going to bring on the new era, the golden era of peace. And I've always believed Christian-wise, that somewhere around 2030 to 2033, Christ would come back, power and glory, and bring in peace. So we'll see how well these timelines hold. We're talking about quantum health and quantum beds, quantum physics and education, new energy. We're talking about ending poverty, talking about new autonomous countries, United States, UK, New Zealand, and Australia, and other countries having full autonomy over their states and getting rid of the political systems. That's one of the most exciting parts. But with this quantum system, you're going to have quantum cell phones or earplugs. You're going to have glasses that you can use for the quantum systems. No banks, like I said before. You're going to have the only taxes will be on new luxury goods or items, free health care, and looking at having all that and more happen. We're talking about the military working with getting rid of the governments and getting people into working with policies or procedures, voting on policies or procedures instead of political parties or candidates. We're talking about working on a local level to solve problems, working with robots and getting more of the physical labor done by robots. Trump TV and his counterparts worldwide are going to help working on getting real truth out, real news. And the Queen of England is going to, her death has actually occurred in 2018, according to two different sources and this Michelle Fielding, but the official burial of her will be sometime in March or April this coming year. In fact, 2022 is going to be a very fast-moving year. And within 2 to 5 years, most of these major transitions will start to take place and hopefully continue from there. We'll see great changes from that time period forth. We're not going to have presidents as they currently are, or ministers. We're going to have individuals that represent countries but are not affiliated with parties or uh, political factions. Um, so and they're going to have counterparts all over the world. Um, so that's going to be interesting. How all this plays out, you just have to listen to this a couple times. The Starlink and the quantum system is going to start rolling out, but you're talking more about Trump, the military, how they're going to be in control. From 2 or 3 different sources, we've now heard that the military is going to start taking control a little at a time, and these puppets and these parties are going to, and these political games are going to start to be phased out. Hopefully, in 2 to 5 years, and if that happens, that'll be super exciting. Uh, but to have a new legal system, a new educational system, new banking system, well, to get rid of the banking system and to just do financial transactions on your quantum, you're going to have either a quantum cell phone, quantum laptop, or glasses, or plugs, or watch. So these quantum systems are going and technologies are going to come out, and you're going to see the elimination of banks, elimination of most taxes, and most debt worldwide. So this is exciting times if this happens. But listen to Michelle Fielding, NVTV with Nick Vitamin. Uh, very powerful, very powerful. Uh, Even Charlie Ward had to tell his informers that he didn't give her this information. She'd got it through channeling. So she's a channeler and has been working with, I believe, alien groups, the alliance groups that are pro-white hat and pro-peace in this world. And we'll see how much this is going to come to pass. One of the green light areas is the funeral announcement of the Queen this spring, sometime in March or April. We'll see what other things roll out. Now, this does not mean that we're just going to have a smooth sailing. Christian-wise, we know that there's going to continue to have tribulation and turmoil. There's going to be continue to be wars, even with this stuff trying to come out. There's going to be financial upheaval and other things. So to think that you're just going to have smooth sailing and no bumpy ride or no upset or someone causing problems, I think is a great misnomer and foolish to believe that it's just going to be clear sailing and a breeze from here on out. I do not believe so. Now, we also know, at least with Latter-day Saints, that the priesthood is going to be used in all these areas. And if you know anything about priesthood administrations, it goes by principles and use those principles to make councils and to administrate over things, but you don't do politics. So the key here is that the same thing that she's talking about, that you vote on principles or procedures and you get out of political parties, I think that is the great truth to take away from this, both in Latter-day Saint doctrine and the believing of the future and the priesthood and the power of the priesthood and principles of the priesthood with Jesus Christ and with things to come. I think that's going to be the great, great change with this quantum system. I'm sure hoping it's going to come. I can't guarantee that it is. The powers that be have been fighting this quantum system for at least since 9/11, if not before then, according to 2 or 3 sources. So listen to Michelle Fielding. Listen to what she says. We'll give you the links to this video. One of the best and most important I've seen, with more details and more questions answered from this alliance, which is an alien alliance, a positive group that has been trying to preserve and protect mankind for many, many years, on Nick Vitamin. and I always pronounce his name wrong, but this is on the NVTV, Nick TV. All right, well, we're going to let it go from there. Exciting times. Hopefully 2022, we will really start to see things turn around. And hopefully the sooner we can get out of these political upheavals and these legal abuses. One of the things that is coming out with this trial with Ghislaine Maxwell is that we need to find out who's really obeying the law and who's abusing the law, and those people are going to be punished because of the abuses of the law through the abuses of this trial that's going on with her and how that trial is being pulled off. So these are just really important messages, important times as we transition into principles and local authority and procedures that are not voted on. They are going to do away with the banks. They're going to do away with parties and political foolishness and abuses. And we're going to get into principles and procedures, voting on them in a local way to take care of local problems and to leave a lot of these regional and national things alone, politically speaking. So I hope that this comes to pass, the sooner the better. But either way, it's looking that Christ has got about 10 to 11 years before he's going to come. And there'll be major other events happen before that time, before the 10 years are up, in my opinion and my understanding. We've got New Jerusalem, Enoch, the city of Enoch, and those individuals coming down here working with the Church of the Firstborn. You've got the 10 tribes from the north. You've got stuff happening in New Jerusalem, and America, and Old Jerusalem, two major capitals. So we'll see how all this stuff evolves in the next 10 to 12 years. See what happens. But very, very exciting times. Very, very wonderful times for things to be changing. Much of what's happening behind the scenes, very few have any idea what's going on. The media must be changed. Politics must be changed. And we must do away with these things that have kept us bind and controlled and abused for thousands of years. Again, to Roger Martin from Billings, Montana. Look at Michelle Fielding, Nick TV. Very, very powerful stuff and questions with the quantum system that Michelle Fielding talks about. Good day.